You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Encryption is the process of transforming readable data, known as plaintext, into an unreadable format called ciphertext so that only authorized parties can recover the original information. Encryption applies in two major contexts: data at rest and data in transit. Data at rest refers to information stored on devices such as hard drives, databases, or cloud storage. Data in transit refers to information moving across networks, whether in emails, web sessions, or file transfers. Both contexts require encryption because attackers target storage systems to steal bulk data and intercept transmissions to capture sensitive information on the move. Symmetric encryption is one of the oldest and most widely used cryptographic methods. It relies on a single shared key for both encryption and decryption. The same secret must be known to both sender and recipient, which makes distribution of the key a challenge. Symmetric encryption is valued for its speed and efficiency, making it suitable for large volumes of data, such as encrypting entire disks or securing network sessions after key exchange. Common symmetric algorithms include AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, which is the current standard, as well as legacy algorithms such as DES and 3DES. Asymmetric encryption differs by using two related but distinct keys: a public key and a private key. The public key can be shared openly, while the private key must remain secret. If one key encrypts a message, only the other can decrypt it. This model solves the key distribution problem by enabling users to exchange information securely without sharing private secrets in advance. Asymmetric encryption is used in digital certificates, email signing, and secure web browsing. While slower than symmetric encryption, it is essential for identity verification, secure key exchange, and establishing trust relationships across networks. Key exchange is a fundamental concept that ensures two parties can establish a shared secret for communication without exposing it to interception. In symmetric systems, both sides need the same key, but securely transmitting that key is a challenge. Asymmetric cryptography enables secure key exchange, often by encrypting a session key with a public key. Protocols like Diffie-Hellman or elliptic curve variations allow two parties to derive a shared key even over untrusted networks. Key exchange is crucial because strong encryption is useless if attackers can steal or intercept the keys used to protect data. Symmetric algorithms are divided into two types: block ciphers and stream ciphers. Block ciphers, like AES, operate on fixed-size blocks of data and apply transformations repeatedly to ensure security. Stream ciphers, by contrast, encrypt data one bit or byte at a time, making them more suitable for real-time applications like voice or video streams. Both approaches have their advantages. Block ciphers are stronger for storage and bulk data, while stream ciphers provide efficiency in continuous flows. Understanding these distinctions helps professionals select algorithms suited to their operational needs. Asymmetric algorithms also come in several varieties, with RSA and ECC being the most common. RSA, based on the difficulty of factoring large prime numbers, has been widely used for decades in secure email, SSL/TLS, and digital signatures. Elliptic curve cryptography, ECC, achieves similar levels of security with much smaller key sizes, making it more efficient for mobile and resource-constrained devices. ECC is increasingly favored for modern systems because it reduces computational overhead while maintaining strong protection. These algorithms exemplify how mathematical problems underpin digital trust in real-world applications. Transport encryption protects data in motion, ensuring confidentiality and integrity across networks. TLS, Transport Layer Security, and its predecessor, SSL, are the most common examples, securing web browsing, email, and other online services. Secure tunnels, such as VPNs, virtual private networks, also rely on encryption to protect traffic as it crosses untrusted networks like the Internet. These technologies ensure that intercepted traffic remains unreadable, safeguarding sensitive activities such as online banking, remote work, and business transactions. Transport encryption is a practical application of cryptography that users encounter every day. Storage encryption protects data at rest, preventing unauthorized access to files, disks, or databases. Full disk encryption secures entire drives, ensuring data remains protected even if hardware is stolen. File or volume encryption applies encryption selectively, protecting sensitive folders or logical partitions. Database encryption adds another layer by securing records directly within storage systems, sometimes with row-level or field-level granularity. These approaches prevent attackers or insiders from accessing sensitive data without proper keys, ensuring that confidentiality extends beyond network protections into storage systems themselves. Hybrid encryption combines asymmetric and symmetric methods to capitalize on their strengths. In this model, asymmetric cryptography is used to securely exchange a session key, while symmetric cryptography handles the bulk of encryption for efficiency. This is the approach used in TLS. Asymmetric exchange secures the session, then AES or another symmetric cipher encrypts the actual data transfer. Hybrid encryption provides both the scalability of asymmetric techniques and the speed of symmetric ones, making it the standard for secure communications in modern systems. The choice of algorithm and key length directly impacts encryption strength. Strong algorithms with appropriately long keys resist brute force attacks and mathematical exploitation. For example, AES with a 256-bit key provides far greater protection than legacy DES with a 56-bit key. However, longer keys also require more computational resources, which can affect performance. Organizations must balance security strength with operational needs, ensuring that encryption remains both strong and efficient. Key length and algorithm choice are part of cryptographic hygiene, reflecting both technical capacity and risk tolerance. Cryptographic agility is the ability of systems to transition from one algorithm or standard to another as needs evolve. Algorithms once considered strong, such as MD5 or SHA-1, eventually become vulnerable. Agility ensures that organizations can update systems to adopt newer, stronger algorithms without disrupting operations. This capability is critical because cryptography must evolve in response to both advances in computing power and newly discovered vulnerabilities. Learners should see agility as a hallmark of resilient systems, ensuring long-term confidentiality and trustworthiness. Ultimately, encryption serves as a primary control for confidentiality and, in many cases, integrity. It ensures that sensitive information cannot be read by unauthorized parties and that it remains unaltered in transit or storage. Encryption is a cornerstone of cybersecurity because it provides a reliable way to protect data even when attackers penetrate networks or steal devices. For learners, the takeaway is clear. Encryption is not just a tool, but a foundational safeguard that underlies nearly every aspect of modern security practice. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. End-to-end encryption ensures that only the sender and recipient can read the data, with no intermediaries able to decrypt it. Messaging applications often use this model, so even the service provider cannot access the content. Hop-by-hop encryption, by contrast, encrypts traffic only between each relay point. Email servers, for example, may decrypt and re-encrypt messages as they pass through. While hop-by-hop offers protection in transit, it exposes data at intermediaries. End-to-end is stronger for confidentiality but more complex to implement. For learners, the distinction highlights different trust assumptions built into communication systems. Envelope encryption and key wrapping are techniques for protecting encryption keys themselves. Envelope encryption secures data keys by encrypting them with master keys, creating a layered structure of protection. Key wrapping applies similar logic by encrypting keys so they can be safely stored or transmitted. These methods prevent exposure of raw keys, ensuring even administrators who manage systems cannot easily misuse them. Learners should recognize that protecting the keys is just as important as protecting the data. Without key management, encryption cannot achieve its goals. Transport layer encryption follows predictable patterns based on TLS endpoints and digital certificates. A secure connection requires both parties to authenticate and negotiate keys before transmitting data. Certificates validate identities, while symmetric session keys are created for efficiency. This process ensures data integrity and confidentiality across the session. For learners, transport layer encryption represents one of the most common real-world applications of cryptography, underpinning everything from HTTPS websites to secure APIs. At-rest encryption strategies depend heavily on proper key management, including key rotation and access controls. Keys should be rotated periodically to limit exposure, reducing the damage if one key is compromised. Access controls ensure that only authorized applications or individuals can use keys for decryption. Together, these strategies prevent attackers from bypassing encryption simply by stealing credentials or exploiting poor key hygiene. Effective at-rest encryption demonstrates that cryptography is not just about mathematics, it is about disciplined operations. Symmetric key management presents unique challenges because keys must be shared securely between parties. Best practices include using secure key exchange protocols, limiting the lifespan of keys, and storing them in hardware security modules or vaults. Improper handling of symmetric keys, such as embedding them in code, undermines the entire security model. For learners, this emphasizes that strong encryption depends not just on algorithms but also on careful stewardship of the keys that drive them. Key derivation and secure key storage strengthen key management further. Derivation functions generate cryptographic keys from passwords or master secrets in a way that resists brute force attacks. Secure key storage ensures keys are never exposed in plaintext, instead remaining encrypted and isolated from general system access. These practices prevent attackers from recovering keys even if they gain access to some parts of a system. For learners, key derivation and storage demonstrate how even human weaknesses like poor passwords can be mitigated through sound cryptographic engineering. Algorithm retirement and migration planning are vital parts of long-term cryptographic strategy. Algorithms such as DES and SHA-1 were once considered strong but are now deprecated. Migration plans ensure organizations can transition to newer algorithms like AES or SHA-256 without disruption. Retiring weak algorithms before they fail in practice protects systems from emerging attacks. Learners should see algorithm retirement as part of cryptographic agility, anticipating obsolescence and preparing for smooth transitions before vulnerabilities become crises. Authenticated encryption modes combine confidentiality and integrity in a single operation. Examples include AES-GCM and ChaCha20 Poly 1305, which not only encrypt data but also verify it has not been tampered with. This dual protection prevents attackers from injecting or modifying data undetected, closing a gap left by older encryption models that ensured secrecy but not authenticity. Learners should view authenticated encryption as the modern standard, demonstrating how cryptography evolves to address multiple risks simultaneously. Encryption is only as strong as the key management practices that support it. Even the most advanced algorithms fail if keys are exposed, poorly rotated, or weakly protected. This principle underscores that encryption is both a technical and operational discipline. Keys must be treated as critical assets, guarded through access controls, audits, and secure hardware. Learners must understand that without robust key management, encryption offers only the illusion of security rather than real protection. Performance and scalability are practical considerations in encrypted systems. Strong algorithms and long keys increase computational costs, potentially slowing down applications or networks. Organizations must balance security with usability, sometimes offloading cryptographic tasks to dedicated hardware accelerators. Scalability also matters, as large enterprises may need to manage millions of encrypted sessions or petabytes of encrypted storage. These considerations remind learners that encryption, while powerful, must be designed with efficiency and scale in mind to remain effective. Legal and regulatory requirements also shape encryption usage. Some countries mandate the use of approved algorithms or restrict key lengths, while others require organizations to provide access to law enforcement under certain conditions. Industries like finance and healthcare impose strict rules about encryption for compliance. These requirements mean that encryption decisions are not purely technical. They involve governance, risk management, and awareness of the regulatory landscape. Learners should recognize that cryptography operates at the intersection of technology and policy. In summary, encryption techniques span across transport and storage, symmetric and asymmetric methods, and operational practices like key management and algorithm retirement. They work together to ensure confidentiality and integrity, adapting to both technical and organizational needs. By layering techniques such as end-to-end encryption, envelope encryption, and authenticated modes, organizations create resilient defenses against evolving threats. For learners, the key message is that encryption is not a single tool, but a suite of choices applied thoughtfully across systems, forming one of the strongest pillars of modern cybersecurity. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.